So let's talk about FIU. I feel like a lot of people, it's hard to really gauge what FIU is going to be like because the orientations is just like really dry. It just tells you, okay, you're going to go here and there, and that's it. Here are your resources, this is your advisor, make sure you beat that traffic, and that's it. You have to make your own experience at FIU. FIU is a commuter school, so that makes it more difficult to just have that college experience come to you naturally, because when people talk about college experience, they really are usually implying that you're going to be living on campus and moving away from home and doing your own thing, having independence for once. But really the reality is that when you're going to a commuter school, period, like it's just harder to have a nice college experience because you're not really, part of the college experience is really about being babysat by all these people trying to make sure that you're schmoozing with your other with the people in your cohort. You know, it's like babysitting because they're just trying to, like, you know, push you all together by having these events and rallies and just hoping that, you know, you make friends at these places. Whereas at places like FIU, you have to go to these events yourself, and you have to like really be proactive with reaching out to other people, because when it comes to commuter schools, people are more, I don't want to imply that people at commuter schools have more responsibilities than people who aren't at them, but with commuter schools, it's more likely, of course, if somebody is driving a car to class, it's likely they have to find a job to pay for gas to drive that car and for maintenance for that car. So you're gonna be like dealing with more people who are working at the same time that they're studying, and trust me, I know from experience that is not a fun combination to be doing. With FIU, I didn't really like have a fulfilling experience there, and I know that only because I can compare it to the time I had at USF, where I was living on campus. At FIU, and this isn't just my experience, but I noticed from, like, because I'm from Miami, from the area where FIU is, I noticed from other people who are there, who are going there, or who have went there, that we all just have this mindset of, let's just go in, get our degree, and get out. You know, let's graduate in 4 years or in 2 years, since a lot of us were transfers, and just have our degree done and we're good. That's the thing about FIU. FIU is like a more
get your degree and get out
type of grind. It feels more like a grind, whereas other places is like more like very you know, college experience, young, dumb. But FIU is like, no, let's grind, let's hurry up so this class can finish and I can go home, beat the traffic, and then get ready for work. You're gonna be dealing with a lot more people at FIU who have jobs, and we're like people who are studying, working at the same time. We're not like the most like friendly looking people to approach, and so at FIU people are like less likely to approach other people. The only time where you'll like really be interacting with people is like if you're like passing in front of the Marshall Student Center or the library, because there will always be like petitioners, there will always be like stands, like either like people selling food for fundraising for the club, or just like informational stuff about a club, or people are passing out flyers to go to events. So whenever you pass, like I think that's like true on all campuses, whenever you're passing in front of like the main student center part and the library, you will have people trying to engage with the traffic that's coming in there, because that's the perfect spot for people to, you know, spread the word about whatever it is they're trying to spread the word about. You know, I think if you're going to FIU, passing by, like interacting with the people who are trying to spread the word about what it is they're doing, it might be annoying, but I think that's like the best like shot you have of like starting to discover what it is that the school really has to offer for you, about the clubs, about the events and stuff like that, about the games going on. So I would like recommend doing that, like, you know, because then also, even if you don't like find what you're looking for directly from the person who is there, like they can like you can still have a conversation with this person because they're putting themselves out there to like, you know, give information, not really just even about what they have, but also like they can like refer you to other stuff going on campus, and that's literal like word of mouth. So I would recommend engaging with those people who are trying to like, you know, get you to go to their club event or and stuff like that. Of course, that's gonna be impacted because of the pandemic. So that brings me to my other point that I want to encourage you to do. Whenever when like you're just registering for a class, and then you like on campus, or I don't know if they're still using that, but you know, you're on campus, you can see all your classmates. It doesn't have to be you, but there's always someone who does that. But if not, you can do this. Send a group message to all of your classmates. Make sure you don't tag the professor or TAs in it, and be like, hey, let's do a WhatsApp group chat or a GroupMe group chat so we can like, you know, help each other out for this semester. And by having a group chat, you will be able to like, you know, interact with other people who are like going through the same experience as you, or who want to have the same experience that you also want to have. These group chats, they're very casual. It's not strictly about assignments, unless like the class is too big or too small or whatever. It'll vary, but I really think your best shot is like to also try doing group chats with all of your classes, with all your classmates for all of your classes, because that way you have your own personal network of people going to FIU. And trust me, even though FIU is a commuter school, and the vibe there is like more like on the down low of how like people like are on campus, you still will like everybody wants to have a college experience, you know. And by being in these group chats and being able to talk directly to people, sure, some of them might not be as active, some of them might be really active, you really get to still feel like you're a part of a community by being in these group chats. So I really do recommend group chats to just like feel something, especially now in these pandemic times. In the second year I was at FIU, that was when the pandemic was, and so for me, like my lifelines, like really like having like a good, like feeling like I was still like a student, was being in these group chats and like talking with these people, not just talking about assignments, but like just talking about like random stuff, and also like doing like follow trains on Instagram. Like everybody like drops their Instagram and they're all following each other. So I really recommend doing that. So if you're on campus, walk in front of the student center and the library, and you know, engage with the people who are there. There's like, you don't know who you're going to come across, you know, from who are those people that's like trying to like spread the word about whatever it is that they're doing. And then also group chat. If you're doing a group chat for every single one of your classes, you are going to like, you're just gonna feel more of like a college student. So, and I know that from my personal experience, like, group chats were really like helpful for me during the pandemic and in my last year at FIU. So I hope this video was helpful. I know it's like kind of all over the place. If you have any questions or you need clarification, feel free to comment and let me know. And subscribe if you want to see more videos. I don't know if I'll do more about FIU, but for sure about college in general. Subscribe and check it out. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.